financial statement. Okay, maybe after 3 months or after 6 months, you produce another report, which is we call as interim reporting. So at interim reporting, as you can see from the title, okay, insight for informed decision making. So we use the interim reporting for decision making. Okay, so we know when we want to make a decision, especially the investors, okay, the shareholders, okay, or the potential investor, we want to see the interim reporting, okay, to evaluate or to assess the current performance of the business, okay. So, okay, so hopefully you get some idea what we want to discuss for today, okay. So basically we will cover introductions, okay, basically the definition and so on, okay, and we take a look at some example of interim financial reporting, and then why, okay, accountants, okay, need to prepare the interim reporting, okay, should be you should get answer the question of why, okay, it is the important. And then what should you disclose? It is the content of interim reporting. So we can take a look at several examples of full set means series of interim reporting. Okay, we take example of Petronas. And then how you want to recognize and measure. Okay, it is another element that accountants need to aware on that. Is it same like full set? Is it different? So hopefully we can answer on that question. And how about the accounting policy? We need to change the policy in preparing the interim reporting. This one is some kind of the question that you have to ask yourself when we're talking on the accounting policies. Is it the same? Is it different? Okay. And of course, the main target is to prepare or what the item that should disclose in the interim reporting. All right. Okay, so my style usually in UUM, before I start the class for a certain topic, I ask the students to download MFRS for that particular topic. So in this case, as you're further reading, hopefully after this, after the lecture, please everybody go to MASB website and download MFRS 174. It is interim financial reporting. So it is our guideline. So nanti you become an accountant, everything you have to go back to the standard. This one will guide you. Okay, how should you do or how should you prepare the interim financial reporting? So I have prepared a link, okay, for you to take a look lah on that. All right. So I've stopped sharing the slide first. Okay. Wait now. Okay, stop sharing. All right. Okay. Wait. All right. So I believe that everybody has, take a look the front page of the MASB website. Can you see the web? Hello, can you see the slide? Not the slide, the web.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so every student should familiar with this MASB website. Okay, and I'm just repeat the process, the how you go to the standard. So you go to the accounting for this one for entities other than private entities. Okay, you go to MFRS. Okay, you go to MFRS 134 and you download. Okay, so please, everybody, after the session, you have to download and please read, go through. Okay, only 20 pages. Okay, it is your further reading. Is it okay? Okay, so I will not go through one page to another, but it is your responsibility to glance through the standard. Okay, it is your homework. All right, so we go back to this slide. All right. So as an introduction, okay, interim reporting is a financial report contain either a complete set of financial statement or a set of condensed financial statement for an interim period. Okay, so I want to highlight here. Okay, so either during the COVID, it is very very smooth in using all the gadgets, but after a while when we are going to face, so conducting online learning being so disturbed. Okay, so content added a complete, so means that what are the items, what the meaning of complete set. So remember there are five component of complete set of financial statement. What we have: statement of financial position, statement of financial performance, or statement of profit or loss. Okay. Number 3, statement of changes in equity. Number 4, statement of cash flow. And the last one is notes to the account. It is the complete set of financial statements. So please remember, maybe during your internship and so on, so your potential employer will ask, what is the complete set of financial statements? So this 5. So please remember that. Okay. Or a set of contents, some part, okay, of the financial statement. So you can take a look after this. What does it mean by condensed financial statement? This one is maybe new or something that we want to highlight in interim reporting. So another keyword is interim reporting, interim period. So like I mentioned earlier, interim period, it can be every 3 months. Okay, every 3 months, so 4 times. Okay, quarter, okay, or half, 6 months. Quarter every 3 months, half every 6 months. So you have quarter 1, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and year end. Okay, half year. So if you are financial statement, you January to December, so you have to prepare at the end of June. Okay, mentioned at the second notes that, okay, at the half year or quarterly. Okay, so interim report cover current period, year to date, and comparative. So when you want to prepare the interim financial reporting, you have to also provide the comparative amount, previous year ataupun previous period, okay, of the financial statement, the statement of financial position, statement of financial performance, and so on. Okay, you have to provide the comparative amount. So why we need to prepare the interim reporting? So the main party that usually use the interim report is investors. Okay, so investors consider the interim financial report more valuable than annual financial information. Why? Because they want to know the actual performance, the current performance of the company. Okay, how much the profit, how much the liabilities that the company has to pay, and so on. Okay, and sometimes they want to revise the projection. Is it the company is able to pay the dividend at the end of the year? something like that. They want to project, they want to assume, is it how the liquidity of the company, the profitability of the company and so on. So they want to revise whether they want to buy additional shares or they want to sell the shares and so on. Okay, it is help them to revise the projection. Okay, and interim financial report provide price sensitive data to investors. Why? Because the information is up to date. Okay, so every 3 months, so they keep they provide you the information about the performance, okay, about the positions of the financial and so on. So main parties that we provide also other which uh, like, okay, to are looking forward, okay, to get the information is investor or potential investor. Okay, interim reporting also is provide timely and reliable information. Okay, so still remember when we discuss on conceptual framework, still remember Farwan maybe conceptual framework 2018. Okay, the latest conceptual framework is 2000, the latest version 2018. So this one also I want you to read further. You can download. It's about 86 pages. Currently, I'm just cover for my students for FAR 5. So please, it is your another further readings, okay, for you other than standard. Another things I want you to download and read is Conceptual Framework 2018. It's about 86 pages. Okay. In the conceptual framework, they are discussed on qualitative characteristic. Okay, qualitative characteristic of financial information. There are, if I'm not mistaken, okay, there are 6. Okay, there are 6 qualitative characteristic. Okay, and just make some revision for you lah, for you to remember that, which I believe that you have gone through, the conceptual framework. So we are discussing on the qualitative characteristics. So they divide in for conceptual framework 2018, they divide into 2, fundamental and enhancement. So sorry, my handwriting is not so impressed. Okay, so there are fundamental and enhancement. Under fundamental, there are 2. Ini your homework, cari. Okay, find what are the item or what are the characteristic under fundamental for qualitative characteristics. It is your task. And as for enhancement, there are 4. Please, everybody try to get what are the element in the fundamental and on the enhancement. So one of the item is relevant. Ini saya bagi dah sikit. Okay, relevance. And one more on enhancement that relate to the interim reporting is timeliness. Okay. Okay, timeliness. Okay. So when we are talking about relevance, so they mentioned that interim reporting provide information for investors to make decision. So they fulfill. And for timeliness, interim reporting provide up-to-date information. It is, we serve 2 characteristics when we prepare the interim financial reporting. Okay, so kita tengok balik from the side. Okay, dia kata interim financial reporting improve the ability of investors, creditors, tax authorities and others to understand an enterprise capacity to generate earnings and cash flow and its financial conditions and liquidity, like we discussed earlier. So the interim financial reporting provide all those informations for investors to make a decision. Okay. So we hold the question until the end. Maybe, or you want to ask now? Hello, better. At the end, ke? Moderator?
I think better Q&A session we shift to the end, Doctor.
Okay, so biasalah
Unless if anyone not have any question, maybe you just like type in the chat room first, then we address that question at the Q&A session.
Okay.
Alright.
Always the style in the lecture, we
Yeah, I understood.
okay, never mind. Okay, we proceed. Okay. So you will you wonder how frequent or when we want to prepare the interim reporting. So MFRS 134 does not specify when to publish. Okay, the first info. Okay, they do not specify, they not stated whether you have to prepare for every 3 months, every 6 months. Okay, they're silent on that. How frequent also silent, and how soon after the end of an interim period. Okay, but publicly traded, which is public listed company, are encouraged to provide interim financial report at least as of the end of the first half of their financial year. So we encourage, you have to provide at least every 6 months. Okay. And to make their interim financial report available not later than 60 days after the end of the interim period. So means that after you prepare, you have to publish. Okay, not later than 60 days after the end of interim period. So means that, let's say, you choose to provide interim report every 6 months. So 6 months, so means that you prepare interim for ended 30th June. So you have 2 months, 60 days, 2 months, right? Okay, 2 months. So at least, so you have to publish your interim report at the end of August. Okay, you have 60 days. So July, August, so 60 days. Okay, so you have to publish your interim report. Okay. All right. So we go to the content. What should you disclose? Okay, in the interim financial statement. Okay, you have 2 options. Okay, either full set of financial statement. Okay, or condensed financial statement. Okay. Consists of condensed statement of financial position, a condensed statement of comprehensive income statement, a condensed statement of changes in liquidity. Same, 5 components, but only condensed. Okay, like half some part of the financial statement. Or you want to prepare the full set, maksudnya you have to disclose asset, liability, full format. Okay, you have an option, and usually companies prefer full set. Okay. You have to prepare the full set for year end, right? You have the format and you just provide the information, the data. You just extract from your transaction or your software. Okay. All right. So period which interim financial statement required to be presented. Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, you have to prepare the interim report. Okay. For 6 months, every 6 months or every 3 months, right? And remember, I said that you have to also present your comparative amount. Okay. So the question is, which amount that you have to compare? Or like for the last year, December, or you have to disclose the last year interim date. Okay. So this is among the things that you have to decide. Okay. So dia kata statement of financial position as of the end of the current interim period and a comparative statement of financial position as of the end of the immediately preceding financial year. So dia kata for statement of financial position, remember you prepare already your full set of financial statement, let's say last year, 31st December 2022, right? It is your year end. Okay. And now your company is 6 months interim report. Okay. So for your interim report, so means that the date for the interim report is 30th June 2023. So the comparative amount for statement of financial position is 31st December 2022. Okay. That one is financial position. For the statement of comprehensive income, okay, you have to compare Saya kalau student pun saya tak suka lah baca ni. Okay, so you kalau for segment of comprehensive income, you have to compare with 30th June 2022. Ayat dia berbelit-belit. Alright, so you just understand on that. For comprehensive income, we compare with the figure 30th June 2022. I have made a summary after this, the slide, don't worry. And for the statement of changes in equity also, we compare with the year to date of the immediately preceding financial year. This one also 30th June. Okay. Also same with the statement of cash flow. So we compare with the 30th June. Okay. So it is more clearer. Okay. The comparative amount for statement of financial position. Let's say your interim is half year. So your financial report ended 30th June. So your comparative figure is 31st December 2022. All right. And for comprehensive statement of comprehensive income or statement of financial position, for 6 months ending 30th June, you have to compare with the 30th June 2022. Also same with the statement of changes in equity and also statement of cash flow. All right. All right. I've already uploaded all the example here. Okay, so I'm stop sharing the slide. Don't worry, I will share the slide with the with your lecturer. Then maybe after this, you can get and please go and download all the example of Petronas interim financial report. Okay. 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 Can you see? It is the full year. Okay. Petronas integrated report. So now we are moving to integrated report, right? Yang ni pun saya rasa hopefully you have to update your knowledge. We are moving forward. We are moving to integrated report, not annual report per se. Okay, so the integrated report ni dia more comprehensive than annual report. For if you want to know further, you have to put further reading. Okay, it is the integrated report. It means that full year. I know the financial statement here. Can't remember the page. So you can see 163 pages of integrated report. So a lot of things that have been discussed. Okay. Or maybe separate. Just highlight the key. The key, wait. Okay, usually also as an accounting student, other than standard, everything you have to refer to the real case, which is the annual report. It is how the accountant prepare the annual report or the integrated report is become the output of some part of it is a financial statement. So everything you have to refer to the real case. Okay, never mind. You can take a look. You can browse later. Okay, of the integrated report of Petronas. Okay, available. Okay, you can go to the website and download. Okay, I want to share with you. It is the first quarter of Petronas interim report. First quarter means that Petronas prepare the interim financial report every 3 months. Okay, it is the first quarter means that cover January up to March. Okay, you can see the first quarter ended 31st March 2022. You can see for a statement of profit or loss, okay, or comprehensive income, they compare with the 31st March also, 2021. Okay. But for statement of financial position, they compare with the last preceding years, full set. Okay, 31st December 2021. Okay, this one, 31st March 2021. This is how they prepare. Please take a look. Okay, I have shared the link. Okay, you can take a look by your own. Okay, and analyze how they prepare. Okay, so for statement of cash flow, okay, the comparative amount is ended 31st March 2021. Okay, and then this one also cash flow. It's okay, this one is then segment of changes in equity. Okay, so here you can see, start from this one is 2022 and they compare with 31st March 2022. Okay, so it is how the companies or the accountant prepare the interim report. Okay. Okay, I want to show you how they prepare the policies. Okay, this one is a notes to the account. Okay, dia kata sini part A, explanatory notes, pursuant to MFRS 134. MFRS 134 is interim financial report. So you have to make it clear that when you want to prepare, what is the basis? You have to refer which standard. So you have to clearly state. Okay, you have to refer to MFRS 134 or IAS 34, which is adopt lah. Okay. So they stated also the significant accounting policies and so on. Okay. Quite comprehensive. It seems like not so comprehensive as at end of year, but the basic information you have to disclose. Okay. This one is on first quarter, right? First quarter ended 31st March. So now we are taking a look on the second quarter. The second quarter means that ended 30th June. Okay, so we take a look on the statement of comprehensive income. So the compare with the 30th June 2021. Okay. Also for consolidated, still 31st December. See, it is how they prepare for the second quarter. And it is the third quarter, so ended 30th September. So they compare with the 30th September last year for statement of comprehensive income. Okay, for statement of financial position, they compare with the preceding years, full year, okay, 31st December. And the last one is fourth quarter of year end. Okay. So this is how they present for this one is what? Okay, statement of profit or loss. You can see here the word so means that this statement is not been audited yet. Okay. For the full year, the full set and being audited, right? It is how the Petronas, okay, prepare the interim report. So hopefully you can take a look. It is the real case how the companies prepare the interim report. Okay. So we go back to the slide. Okay, I have put the link, okay, for you to take a look, okay, download this one of the collections as your reference when you want to know further on the interim report, okay. Okay, for second quarter, third quarter, and the fourth quarter. Okay, the next issue in interim is on recognition and measurement. Okay, so when you want to decide to recognize, to measure, or to classify and disclose, among the things that you have to consider is on materiality. Okay, so materiality is assessed in relation to the interim period of financial data. So what is the materiality? So you have to make sure that the information is significant to the overall financial picture. So remember, see, materiality is maybe different companies have different set ataupun different benchmark of the materiality. For companies have a lot of capital, maybe the materiality is also a big number. But for the small company, the material information is relatively small compared to the big companies. So it depends. So we cannot say big figure or the big amount is material. No, it is depends on the size of the company. Okay. So there might be more estimate in an interim report as compared to the annual financial statement. So a lot of amount, not a lot, some of the amount in the interim report based on estimation, because usually we, let's say you receive you make allocations of bad debt and so on at the end of the year, right? So we just project, okay, for 3 months ni how much ataupun percentage that you want to allocate for bad debt, okay, allowance for bad debt ataupun provision for bad debt. So you just estimate. A lot of some of the figures are based on estimation. So as compared to the annual financial statement, so we have go through the whole year, and usually the amount is more accurate than the interim because you have 1 year figure. All right. So you have to be aware on that. Okay, among the things when you want to recognize, you have to make sure that it is material or immaterial information. So you have to decide on that. Okay. Okay. Another thing that you have to decide or you have to think when you want to recognize and measure, okay, the account in the interim. Okay, dia kata if the estimate of an item reported in an interim has changed significantly. Okay, let's say you want to change the estimation of the bad debt, for instance, from 5% to 10%. Okay, during the final interim period, but no separate financial report is published for the final interim period, the nature and the amount of change should be disclosed in the annual financial statement. Let's say in the second quarter, you think that you want to change the provision because from your observation from the first quarter, you can see for this time, some of the companies are not able to pay your debt. So you change the policy, you change the provision for bad debt. So from 5% to 10%, so you have to disclose. And maybe at the end you tengok the third quarter the trend is improved, then you want to reverse back to the first, so to the 5%. So you have to disclose that you change during the period of the interim, the percentage of the provision for bad debt, for instance. Okay, you have to disclose. Okay, in the notes to the. Okay. The principle for recognizing asset, liabilities, income, and expenses are actually the same like annual financial statement. Okay. If you want to recognize the asset, what are the principle? Okay. Inflow, cash, there are two recognition criteria, remember? Okay, the outflow, and you can measure the cost and so on. So still remember what are the principles to recognize the asset, liabilities, and so on. So the principle is same when you prepare the annual financial statement. Okay, the concept, the principle, the criteria to recognize is seems like annual financial statement. Okay, even you prepare interim. Okay, and the frequency of interim reporting at the annually, half yearly, or quarterly should not affect the measurement of annual result. Those measurements should be made on year-to-date basis. So for measurement also same. When you want to measure, let's say you want to measure at fair value, or you want to measure at cost value, you want to do revaluation and so on. So the same things when you want to prepare the interim. You kata nak you cannot, let's say you are using fair value to recognize ataupun to record your financial asset. Suddenly when you want to prepare the interim, you want to go back to the cost model and so on. So you cannot consistently apply the same measurement for annual financial statement or interim. Same measurement. Okay. Okay, we take a look some example of how you want to recognize and measure several items in the financial statement. First one is depreciation. Okay, so depreciation is based on the asset in use during the period. So you have to make a portion. Let's say for 3 months, so 3/12 times how much the carrying amount of the asset. So this one. So you have to portion lah. Kalau 6 months, 6/12 times how much the carrying amount. You mean the depreciation expense. Yes. Yes, I know. Anything that you want to ask? Hello, I know.
I think she's answering other calls, Doctor, and unmute the. I know if you hear me, can you please mute your WebEx? Okay, mute your microphone. Thank you.
Okay, technical problem. It's normal. All right, so we continue to the second example is impairment loss. Remember how you do impairment tests and so on. If you incur loss, so you have to do it also at the end of the interim period. So you have to do impairment test and so on. So they kata if the impairment loss estimate change in the subsequent period, the original estimate is changed. But there is no retrospective adjustment is required. So remember the retrospective, the prospective. Okay, so hopefully you still remember and how to do that. Okay, and when you want to do impairment, okay, when you want to recognize the impairment loss, so you have to recognize as usual, but you have to make the test at the end of the interim period. Seems like you do for annual financial statement. Okay, next example is R&D. Okay, the determinations of capitalizing development cost has to be done. Okay, has to be done at the end of each interim period. So you have to assess whether you can capitalize or not the R&D cost. Kalau or if you not capitalize, you just expend for the period. All right. It seems like when you do for the annual financial statement. Okay. Next, for inventories, so at the end of each interim period, there is a need to determine the value of inventory. So usually we use the estimation. Okay, remember NPL, net present value, lower cost between net realizable value dengan cost. Can you compare and you choose the lower, okay, between net realizable value dengan with the cost. And you choose the lower. It is how you want to recognize or you want to determine the ending balance of the inventories. Okay. And then for tax purposes or tax expenses is the best estimate of the weighted average annual income rate expected for the full financial year. If tax rate change, the income tax for the subsequent period is adjusted. And usually in Malaysia is flat. Okay, so if there are change in the rate, so you have to change also the the calculation and so on. Okay, and if you want to determine the tax expense, you just based on estimation, and it is based on the weighted average of the annual income. Okay. So next we continue to accounting policies. Okay, the accounting policies applied in the interim financial statement have to be the same as you applied in the annual financial statement. Again, like I mentioned earlier, if you use that policy, so you have continue using the same policy when you want to prepare the interim financial statement. Okay. If there are changes in the accounting policies after the date of the most recent annual statement, the new policy should be applied in the interim financial statement. Like I mentioned earlier, if you change the, let's say, the provision and so on, so you have to disclose, of course, and you have to consider the changes in the most recent interim report. All right. Okay, so we take several cases on the revenue that you receive seasonally, cyclically, or occasionally. It is something that you receive yearly, ataupun you receive for certain period that has been determined earlier. Kan? Okay, so we take some example on that. First, revenue that received seasonally, cyclically, or occasionally within a financial year should not be anticipated or deferred as of an interim date if anticipation or deferral would not be suitable at the end of entity's financial year. So we take the example. Okay, so dividend revenue, normally we declare the dividend ataupun you receive the dividend at the end of the year. Okay, so when you should recognize? So dia kata you should recognize when they occur. So maksudnya you wait until you receive. Okay, ataupun that company declare the dividend, so it is not dividend payment, dividend expense, ini yang you receive. Okay, you as a investor. Okay, not you, you pay the dividend, but you receive the dividend. Okay, or you receive royalties and government grant. Okay, let's say you apply for the government grant, okay, to buy specific ataupun special asset. Okay, and the result of your application, you cannot estimate. Do you think that okay, by next month we can receive the result, ataupun we will know how much that we receive from the government? No, you don't have to estimate on like that. You just wait until you receive the official statement by the government that you receive how much the government grant, for instance. So when you get the information on that particular date, then on that time you have to recognize. Okay, so that one is the example, means that even you cannot estimate some things that you are not have a power ataupun you cannot control the occurrence of the event. So you cannot make predictions because you have no control on that. Government, because the government will give you the decision whether they want to they approve or not your application. So we wait until the government release the result whether your application is successful or not. Okay. All right. So for the cost, okay, dia kata costs that are incurred unevenly during an entity's financial year should be anticipated or deferred for interim report purposes if and only if it is suitable to anticipate or defer what type of cost at the end of financial year. Okay, kita ada contoh. Okay, like this. Okay. For you pay the rent, right? Let's say you rent a building, become your office. So you pay the cost, the rent, okay, at the end of the year. Okay, you pay in advance, let's say. So you have to you have to segregate, you have to anticipate lah. Okay, you have to divide how many months. Okay, you have to recognize the cost. Let's say you will pay for 12 months. So let's say for 3. So you divide lah 3 over 12 and you times how much you pay for 1 year. Let's say you pay, the issue is you pay at the end. Tapi you have to recognize as incur like you have to proportionate lah. Okay, bagi contoh lah sini. Okay, let's say you pay the rent. Okay, for 1 year is 50,000, let's say. So 50,000 is for 12 months, right? So when you want to prepare the interim, so you have to divide 3 over 12 times 50. So you have to recognize the rent expense for 3 months. Even you pay 50, you pay the 50,000 at the end of the year. You have the cost you have to anticipate ataupun you have to consider the cost for each allocation ataupun each period, each interim period. Okay. And then for disclosure, okay, so dia kata information disclosed in relation to those event and transaction shall update the relevant information presented in the most recent annual financial report. So whatever you think that you have the information is material, the information is significant, then you have to present ataupun you have to disclose in the interim report. Okay. An entity shall include in its interim financial report an explanation of event and transaction that are significant, that significant to an understanding of the changes in the financial position and performance of the entity since the end of the last annual report. So any event or any transaction that you think is significant, let's say you have been sued, okay, you have legal legal summon, okay, then you have to disclose. Even that information is unfavorable, you have to disclose. Okay, or you get the court result. Okay, you have to pay the third party some amount, so you have to disclose. Okay. All right. So I list also some of the event and transaction that you have to disclose in the interim report. Okay, such as you write down some of the inventories. Okay, and if the value increase, so you have to reverse right the value, so you have to show also. Okay, you have to disclose also. So any recognitions of loss from the impairment of financial asset, PPE, intangible and other asset, and any reversal, so you have to disclose. Okay. The reversal of any provision of restructuring costs. Okay. Any acquisition and disposal of PPE, also you have to disclose. Okay. Any commitment to purchase PPE, so you make some arrangement with the developer, let's say, to purchase the PPE, to purchase land and so on, then you have to make some disclosure on that. You make some commitment, even you're not recognized yet, but you just disclose because you didn't know yet the final amount. Let's say it's still negotiation. Okay, you still negotiate on the price and so on. So any litigation settlement, like I mentioned earlier on the litigation case and so on. So if you get some predictions, probability, possibility of whether you win or lose the case, you have to disclose in the notes to the account. Okay. Other than that, okay, any loan default, a breach of loan, also you have to disclose. Changes in business or economic assumptions that affect the fair value. Okay, let's say maybe one of your plant has been shut down and you have to disclose on that. It is significant. Okay, this will influence the decision ataupun of the investors. Okay, remember for the disclosure, favorable or unfavorable information you have to disclose. It is some part of integrity for the accountants. You don't have to favor only for good news, okay, impressive information, okay, any favorable or unfavorable, you have to disclose. And any related party transaction, your transaction with your subsidiary, your associate your associate companies, your joint venture, so any related party transaction, you have to disclose. Okay. Another things, transfer between level of fair value hierarchy. This one is for financial instrument. It's quite complex, but you just take a look on that. Okay, any changes in contingent liability or contingent asset? Okay, let's say for litigation ataupun you make some provision ataupun ada some things that disaster, you have to disclose. Okay, changes in the classification of financial asset. Okay, for maybe from IP, investment property, to asset to IP and so on. So you have to disclose. Okay. All right, this one is in the notes to the interim financial statement. Okay, you have to disclose the statement of accounting policies and methods for computation, any comments on the seasonality or cyclicality of interim operation, the nature of items that affect asset, liability, equities, and so on. So this one also you have to disclose in the notes to the account. Okay, the nature and the amount of changes in estimate amount reported in the period interim in the prior interim period. Okay, so like bila kalau you change the provision, let's say from 5 to 10% ataupun from 8 to 12, so all these changes you have to disclose. Okay, any issuance, any cancellation or repurchase of the debt or securities you shares, you issue new shares, you cancel some of your shares. Okay, so all these you have to disclose. Any dividend paid, okay, or any segment revenue and segment result for business segment and geographical segment. So this one is also you have to disclose in the notes. Okay. Event, yang ni pun is very important. Event after the end of interim period. So something happen. Let's say after the first quarter, something happened to one of your plant, so you have to disclose. Okay, this one as part of your event after balance sheet date. Okay, ataupun dalam case ni event after the interim period. Okay, and the next, the effect of changes in composition of entity. Okay, including business combination, obtaining and losing control of your subsidiary, restructuring and discontinued operation. Okay, so all these changes you have to disclose to the account. Maybe it is in the process, so you have to you just put some disclosure in the notes to the account. Okay. All right, everybody, please, you scan the barcode. Can you scan the barcode? Alamak. I want to share the result. Sekejap, Okay, scan dulu. You scan the barcode and later we will show you, I will show the result. I will show you the result of your answer. Okay, I give you about 5 minutes to answer the question. Finish? Finish or not yet? Okay, let me see the result. Okay. So the question is 3 words to describe interim financial report. So most of you, yes, informative is very good. Okay. Shorter, precise, condensed, a lot of things that you have learned already. Okay, when somebody asks you, what is interim reporting? So it is among the things that you will use when you want to explain what is interim financial report. Yes, timely, very good, informative, yeah, complete, reliable, accurate, very smart answer. Unaudited is very good. Remember that the interim financial report usually is unaudited financial statement. Help in decision making, very good. Informatory, shorter period. Simple, concise. Okay. From your answer, I believe that you get some idea of what is interim financial report. Okay, and very good. You can remember some important point when you want to discuss of financial interim financial report. Okay, so I think I have done I cover all the slides. Okay, and I think we pass back to the moderator for the Q&A session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Fatia. I think it is now time for Q&A sessions. Okay, should you have any questions, it's either you type in the chat box or you can unmute your mic and ask. We are trying to address as many as questions as the time allows. Okay, is there any questions? Let me check in the chat box here. For now, there is no question. Okay, there is one question from Noor. Should an investor really rely on interim financial report? Or should an investor really rely on interim financial report if it is unaudited? So basically, Noor is asking if investor is basically relying to the information since the interim reporting is not an audited report.
Okay, remember when you are in a firm atau in a company, so let's say you are in accounting department. So your task is to prepare the financial statement, right? Remember, you are not working alone. Okay, so you are working with your team, and remember, after you prepare, you submit to the internal committee, internal audit. Every company, they have their own internal audit committee. So this team will go through or check the amount, figure, or the amount that you prepare or you disclose in your financial statement. So basically, we can even unaudited means here is unaudited by the external auditor. Okay, the external auditor. But for internal auditor, they have the financial statement has been audited by the internal auditor. That's why remember when you you ambil aku paper audit, so they are the internal and external auditor. So internally, their responsibility is to advise, okay, to check the financial statement that has been prepared by the accountants. So my answer is that yes, auditor can rely on the interim report even it is not audited. Okay.
Okay, Noor, I hope that answers your query here. Is there any other questions? You can also unmute your microphone if you want to, if you have any questions. This is a common situation in the class, right, Doctor?
Yes. But we get improved when the face-to-face class because we can point, right?
Yes.
So someone that looking just staring at you, then you are like that's some gesture to know that you have a question or not.
Mhm.
When we conducting a face-to-face class, but for online quite hard for us to point any question and so on. Yeah.
We can see the face of
Yes.
Okay, I guess that's all. Unless you have any questions before we end our session today. Should you have any other questions, so basically you can just raise that question, maybe your concerns in your own class. If the teaching lecturers will try to address your concern. If you can't, then you can also refer to the Fatia later on. Okay. All right. So I guess we are now near the end of our sessions. So